Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
Has the big diesel himself been heard on her own podcast? Shaquille O'Neal has totally destroyed Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, and you can tell her being none too happy about Shaq talking about Caitlin Clark during her Unapologetically Angel podcast.
Yes, that's correct. You might assume that Angel, the host, might be in control. But Shaq took over and left her gasping. This wasn't just a casual roasting. It was a fiery annihilation. Watch closely to see how Shaw transformed what ought to have been Angel Reese's shining moment into a full-fledged roasting session.
Angel Reese and the WNBA. They were given some humiliating truths by none other than Shaquille O'Neal.
Angel's well-known grievances with her WNBA wage started it all, you know? The whole I can't pay my rent with this paycheck routine. Angel has never been afraid to voice her dissatisfaction with the WNBA's low salary.
He ain't pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills.
However, Shaq never holds back when he sets the tone, starting the podcast with a verbal haymaker.
I hate when you grab your phone. Like, bro, if your salary don't pay your rent, that's you.
Right out of the gate, he made fun of her for crying out loud. And Angel rushed to defend herself in an attempt to shift the blame. Shaw wasn't there for the sympathy party.
The problem is the WNBA not paying enough. And you're right.
But Shaq wasn't going to let her get away with it. He went all professor and explained why the WNBA couldn't afford to pay them six figures. Or give them the $1 million brand deals they are so vehemently asking.
Hold on. There's a whole dynamic. Somebody said this the other day and it made a lot of sense. Okay, y'all want them to pay more, but the fans have to do the same thing they do for the NBA.
Right.
You gotta show support. You gotta show up. You gotta buy jerseys. You gotta buy shoes.
Oh no! Shaq essentially instructed Angel to quit complaining about her income and begin working on improving the league's fundamental supply and demand, which Angel seemed to have overlooked in her lesson.
Shaquille O'Neal. He decided to offer a potential solution to WNBA players. He decided to give them a suggestion that might convince people to actually watch this league.
That's right! Shock provided her some ideas for enhancing the league in addition to showing her the mirror.
I have a solution for that, and nobody's gonna like my solution.
I'm here.
So, let me explain why I came up with this solution first. In women's beach volleyball, let's just say that the net is 10. For women, it's lower just a little bit. I'm not saying lower it to 9, 5, 9, 6, but just 9, 9.
Just so we can dunk?
Yes.
No,
see? And
I hate when men say that.
But listen, that's the only difference.
However, like the progressive WNBA player that she is, Angel categorically disapproved with these notions.
We start dunking and what?
Watch. We got shooters. Y'all got shooters. Oh, guys got some handles. Girls got some handles. Oh, we got this. We got that. Oh, we got talkers. Oh, we got brawls. Only thing is missing is the dunk.
I don't feel like it still would change.
I'm telling you.
I don't think
What?
so.
Let's face it, the WNBA's female players struggle to stay relevant and aren't very good at dunks. Shaq, the renowned dunking expert, proposed lowering the rims, but his suggestion was met with silence.
Shaq also provided Angel Reese and her colleagues with some brutally honest truths about their league. And as expected, the truth caused the allergies to become out of control, with Angel Reese flat out rejecting Shaq's suggestions.
That's right, folks. You could just see Angel's eyes roll through the podcast microphones as if she's murmuring, "No, not again, but wait, there's more Shaw." He then went on to throw an emotional gut blow by bringing up Caitlin Clark.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
Angel's ego was severely damaged by Shaw. Just when she was beginning to feel somewhat at ease in her own podcast, Yes, People, Caitlyn's awesomeness is undeniable. Angel had the opportunity to rise above it all, show some humility, and acknowledge Clark's indisputable impact, but he chose not to. Shaq isn't holding back here. He's just standing for the truth. Penny's reduction of Clark's fame to a single item that only she can shoot from the logo, pardon me. Simply the logo 3 let's not pretend, Angel, that Clark isn't out there changing the game. Long-range shots are only the beginning. Fans are drawn to Clark because of his ability to dominate a game and his court vision lethal passes. Not only did Angel get extremely frightened upon hearing Clark's name, but he also misinterpreted the inquiry.
I know English might be a second language for you, but did you listen to the question that was asked?
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
Besides her skills, that includes
She can shoot threes from logo.
shooting threes from a logo is a skill.
Yes, Shaq had asked why people like Clark outside her skills. Angel's response was to shoot logo 3 south, which is a skill in the basketball I watch. Please be more specific in your responses, Miss Reese.
But Shaq brings the question about Caitlin Clark, and you can see the utter disdain that Angel Reese has for this.
Yes, that's correct. He made a shocking comparison that left Angel stunned. Comparing Clark to none other than Steph Curry, the baby-faced assassin, Angel appeared confused. And Shaw wasn't buying it.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph
Okay.
Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before.
Then, Shaw explains why he believes Clark is the WNBA's Steph Curry. My argument is that we have never seen that before. Angel, meantime, is beginning to boil from the jealousy inside of her. And her face is turning red every second, you know? Why I adore Steph Curry? She's a tiny child just like Steph Curry.
She is bothered. She is bothered to the point where she tries to dismiss everything about Caitlin.
At this point, Angel's appearance is poor. Her heart is pounding. And negative ideas are flying through her head.
Once again, listen to Shaq, and you can tell. Angel Reese gives a answer of quote-unquote, okay. You can tell she's none too happy about Shaq praising Caitlin Clark. And he levels some pretty heavy praise on her, and Angel Reese not happy about it.
Furthermore, Shaq continues by outlining the reasons why Caitlin Clark and Steph Curry are improving their respective leagues and winning his respect.
I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He looks like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
But he's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis.
To Angel's dismay, Shaq also demonstrates how Clark has won over the hearts and minds of the young fans. Throughout the bracket, finally, he shares why he became a Caitlin Clark fan.
There's a lot of girls in WNBA that have done it in spurts, but you know, that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn, like, and I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn.
Did you hear Shaq say that he couldn't recognize her excellence on the court because he was too blinded by Clark's hatred? That's correct, guys, due to her student Angel Reese. Shaq was a Clark hater, but Clark's amazing shooting and skills let him see the folly of his ways.
You're not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
Angel Reese couldn't bear Shock's lethal line. If I tell you 10 times that you won't make that shot, and you make it 10 times, then you are telling the truth.
Oh, it's that last word that really got a sting. That means you're the truth. The last little phrase at the end. Dagger. That's got to be like a dagger right in the back.
Speaking of putting Angel in her place, Shaw didn't merely compare the two. He literally crowned Angel's alleged opponent on her own podcast. Angel went into full PTSD mode upon hearing this, recalling all the horrific beatings her squad had to undergo during the previous season. Even Shaq couldn't dispute Clark's talent, which transcends generations.
You on them same little shorts you had on at the Wild 'N Out show, Duncan. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
What?
God.
What?
God.
Them same little shorts you had on.
Okay, all right.
However, Shaw wasn't finished. Oh no. He went one step farther and ridiculed Angel's renowned fashion choices. How many t-shirts would you sell if you were dunking in the same tiny shirts you wore during the Wild 'N Out show? Shaw joked that Angel should concentrate on using her attractive physique in the game she was meant to play.
All right.
Duncan,
All right.
bro,
All right.
I wouldn't buy that shirt, but
Shaq was obviously implying that Angel should concentrate more on selling her game and less on selling her body. He wasn't present for the Instagram model behavior. And let's face it, Angel isn't really concentrating on her game at the moment and is exposing more skin than is appropriate for a respectable athlete.
You have to dress like a streetwalker to keep yourself relevant. It's interesting and ironic that the time that Shaq is on the show, she's actually dressed like a normal person. She's wearing sneakers. She's wearing like joggers and like a sweatsuit. She's not dressed like she's dressed to go to the club.
Yes, that's correct. It seems as though Angel is simply interested in creating thirst traps because she is wearing her much rarer style with reasonably ordinary clothes and hasn't started sharing her workout videos.
We have not seen one video of Angel Reese back in any gym. None of it. Every player posts when they're in the gym. Angel's not in the gym. That's why you don't see posts of Angel in the gym.
If Angel felt the podcast was difficult, followers on social media were unforgiving, flooding TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter with comments like Angel Reese can't keep Caitlin Clark's name out of her mouth and mocking her for trying to outdo Caitlin Clark while doing everything but improving her game. Cease possesses all the abilities she wishes she had. Her name appears on 67 WNBA records, and she has $30 million in Nils clout, the corresponding NBA players. She has true green eyes and straight hair, the Rookie of the Year award, and a white man who is at least 6 feet 5 inches as a boyfriend. Yes, she stated that she desired a white man.
That's where Angel Reese can miss me with the she doesn't hate Caitlin Clark crap, like she dropped on her podcast the other day. I don't believe that, frankly. I don't. All right? I think she's jealous and I think she's petty about Caitlin Clark.
Shaq made some good points even Angel's diehard STS had to acknowledge by the end of the episode. Angel looked as like she had just run a full court press, exhausted and scurrying around. She clearly didn't expect Shaw to arrive with such a direct, no-holds-barred approach. The man didn't just roast her, he drilled her to perfection.
But he basically just roasted Angel Reese's ass right to her face. He just roasted her on her own podcast, well, the podcast that he owns that he brought her on.
Angel attempted to change the subject by saying she was committed to her game and wanted to disprove the skeptics, but let's face it, the damage was done. Shaw didn't just criticize her, he also pointed out the obvious differences between her strategy and Caitlin Clark's, not merely a guest appearance. His appearance on Angel's podcast was a masterclass in accountability. He didn't sugarcoat anything, and by doing so, he held up a mirror to Angel Reese and, by extension, the WNBA. His message was clear: if you want respect, earn it, stop the drama and excuses. Let your game speak for itself and perhaps even lessen your jealousy of Clark.
But yeah, she's gonna just try to say all the right things right now because she knows she would get destroyed if she said she couldn't stand her.
If you're a podcast pro, you know that Shaq doesn't mince words and Caitlin Clark always has the final laugh. So maybe the next time, Angel, don't bring Shaq unless you're prepared to face the reality. What do you think did Shock destroy? For more basketball updates, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next video. Angel Reese.